Alright, so I'm going to zoom through this. I've taken this third take. Let's start with... Everybody knows at least a snippet of my brief history or whatever. And I'll tell you, up until, say, 5 years ago, when I put a huge course correction in my life, I was a real drunken scumbag. It's really the only way to put it. With honest self-examination, I was a real drunken scumbag. I didn't like me, so I drank more. I liked me even less, so I drank more. It wasn't a morning to night type of deal. It was get done with work and go have a drink, most usually. And then it started turning into a drink at the end of the day during work. Anyhow, so I'm on the path of a new course correction, because I haven't been the person I want to be over the last 5 years yet. I've made a lot of good choices, a lot of good changes, but I've made a lot of bad choices and didn't change other things. You rob Peter to pay Paul, you end up having to pay at some point. You have to get back. So, taking a step back, realizing I was becoming a judgmental twat with no real authority because of the way I was behaving and the way I was being, the decisions I made, the choices I made. I had zero right or regard to try to be a judgmental twat. So being good, facing problems head on, and not being quiet about it till they're repaired. Either your personal own wrongdoing that you've done to someone else, or someone that's done wrong to you. Don't be quiet. Someone owes you money, go get that fucking money. You owe someone money, get them their fucking money. The world is less chaotic. It's calmer, it's nicer, it's happier. Because you don't have those chains. I've still got a few of those chains, and I'm working on it. I'm putting those efforts forward, earlier in the shop, to later in the shop, to weekends, to taking time out of my day, whether I can afford it or not, to help others around me that need a hand, that don't have anybody there. I'm it. I helped a neighbor look at a car that she wrecked for the last 10. I wasn't comfortable putting it back on the road with her in it, you know. She's 60 years old, doesn't need to be in a car crash. Doesn't need to be in a wreck on the road. And we do work for several lots, and one of which I'm exceedingly fond of because I know how they deal with their vehicles mechanically and otherwise. So that said, got her a vehicle. I made an old lady cry. I don't know what I would have done. I don't have anybody. I was just stuck. Well, we got her back on the road. And I've been rewarded, both in the emotional side of being able to help. See, altruism's dead. I helped. It felt good to help. It was an inconvenience. I'm like, oh, fuck. It needed to be done. It wasn't anybody else. It needed to be done, so I did it. But at the end of the day, it was selfish. It made me feel good. It was selfish. I helped one of my clients sell a car. There's reciprocation there for that, oftentimes. And my lawn that had been growing for 2.5 months unchecked got mowed. My neighbor helped me there. There was other reciprocation as well from my neighbor lady. So it was a strange, eerie, and wonderful thing. I got to help. I did get rewarded more than justly. So I used those new gains to do more good. this week at the shop, we got a new guy that started, part-timer. We'll see, because Jason's in the wind. The only thing he's got left is his last wages, and he'll be in, I think, beginning of next week, because he and his wife and family are out of town. Something he needed to do. He could have gone about it differently. But I think that situation really rocked me back on my heels and made me look at my own. It made me account for a few things that I'd done wrong. So, all in all, take the blessing and the lesson out of everything you can. Aaron and I got caught up on the car lot, on the workload we had piled in there. We got one car left, one service van for a company left, and I called them Saturday. So there's just no way, or Friday. So there's just no way I can get this where it needs to be. I fucked up your appointment for Monday, but we'll finish it up Monday. I got one in there. The guy dropped it off, and I got a buddy that rents a spot outside to work on his bus. He was there. The guy just pulls in. Well, I'm gonna drop this off. He's like, okay. So there was no in-processing. There was no proper information taken. When my phone got destroyed in the car crash a month ago, or whatever it's been, I lost any information on the guy because I had texts that were shared between us. So I got this little Nissan pickup truck. We got half the problems resolved, and the rest of the problems are diagnosed. And it requires money and parts and get settled up to where we're at. I haven't seen hide nor hair of him since I came to that diagnosis the week after that car crash. That Monday, Tuesday, I got everything sorted out on that car. On that little Nissan truck. So now, I gotta wait for this guy to show up in my shop pissed off because I hadn't called him done. Because I have no contact information. So that's stupid. Should never have been allowed to happen, but it did. There it is. My snippet, my nugget. I'm gonna work my ass off. Aaron's gonna work his ass off. He's in. He's done something to believe in again. And he believes in this shop and what we're doing. He's in. That being, I don't have two of me, but I have the work ethic of two of me, maybe better. And he's learning quick. So we'll be fine. If I have two people in there instead of just me trundling along, we'll be fine. If I can get 4 people in there, 2 of which are semi-useful, we'll be good. If I can get 2 more people that are useful, and a little bit of knowledge behind them, we'll be great. We'll make gains. The moral of the story today is just be good and do good. Nobody's ever going to sit at your funeral and say, but they had such nice shoes. They had a lovely home. They drove the best cars. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Give them something to remember you by. If it's not with fondness, it's with a fuck you. But make yourself memorable. That's my aim in life. I'm getting out of here. I'm a little punch drunk. I was up at the shop till 2 this morning until muscles quit working, doing an engine swap on a rendezvous for a family member. I volunteered myself into some of the dumbest shit. It had to be done. What do you do? So, I'm gonna fire up the smoker. We got friends coming over. We got guests coming over for a celebration today. And then I'm gonna go back to the shop and finish up that Yoke rendezvous. It's ready to go back in. It should be a shorter trip this time. I'm off.